Hey guys, welcome to a new episode. In today's episode, we're going to talk about altcoins. Altcoins, I think many people and surely beginners don't really know what altcoins are, what altcoin stands for, and what are the difference with, for example, Bitcoin or even other markets. That's what we're going to talk about in this video. Like and subscribe as always, I really appreciate that. And let's get into the video. So let's immediately start. What are altcoins? Altcoins are all cryptocurrencies, all crypto coins except Bitcoin. So yes, even Ethereum, even though it feels like Ethereum is with Bitcoin like up there, also is an altcoin. Ethereum is just also an altcoin, even though if we were talking about altcoins, we're most of the time ignoring Ethereum because it's like in between. But in theory, in definition, Ethereum is also an altcoin because it's not Bitcoin. So the big difference is Bitcoin is basically decentralized. Doesn't really have a team behind it or people. Of course, Satoshi Nakamoto created it, and people are still speculating: is it someone? Does he still hold the wallet? Or can no one access it? So Bitcoin is basically decentralized. Of course, the whole blockchain, the whole industry is decentralized, but there's no team behind it. No one is controlling how many supply there is or how many coins are in circulation. You get what I mean. With altcoins, most of the time it's a project, so there's a team behind or a developer, and actually, creates a solution to a problem. For example, Bitcoin is more like a store of value. People are not using Bitcoin to transfer money because it takes time and there's a lot of transaction fee. For example, Solana, an altcoin was created to make quick transactions between people, quick and with low cost. XRP, for example, is just for institutions to have some liquidity, or for transferring money from people in other countries to have it fast and to have it cheap. Because if you want to transfer money to, let's say, someone in Africa, of course that's not necessary, but for businesses or other people, they need to do it. They can't use cash or the bank, use time. It's not efficient. With XRP, for example, you can do it in simple clicks with a very small transaction fee. So most altcoins, surely the big ones, provide a solution or have some technology behind them. Of course, smaller altcoins or meme coins or coins with not much money in it, they may have no solution, or they're just there of the coin and they don't have any meaning. So there are tons of altcoins, there are thousands of other coins, but how do you know this is a good one, this is a bad one, is there a team behind it, what's up? I use CoinMarketCap. There are also other sites like CoinGecko, but I use CoinMarketCap. It has all info about altcoins. And if you go to the main page, you just go to the site, you see this. You already see altcoins. And let's immediately start with some specifics. You already see their tag, like Bitcoin is number 1, Ethereum is number 2, then you have Tether, XRP. Why are they tagged like that? They're based on market cap. As you can see, Bitcoin has the biggest market cap of over $1 trillion, then followed by Ethereum. You get what I mean. And of course, these like until USDC, and then you see a big gap. Doesn't really matter. So what is market cap? Very easy to explain. We're not going to go into depth what market cap is because that's an entire other video. But market cap is basically all circulating coins times the price. So Bitcoin, I guess, around, as you can see here, almost 20 million Bitcoin circulating. 20 million times almost 100,000 is this number. So it's basically a good indication of how much money there is in this coin. So you can see, for example, Bitcoin has a lot, and if you see now market cap of, for example, only 100 million, 100 million is still a lot, but then you know it's less smaller, there's less money in it, and it can move up and down more easily. So let's take as example Cardano. Some may know it, had a crazy run last bull run, doesn't matter. So you see the market cap here and the volume. If you learn about the volume, you can say, oh, 900 million, that's a lot, or that's not a lot. Something also maybe interesting is the total supply and the circulating supply, but again, if you go to specifics, that's a whole other video. Just you can see all sorts of data about the coin. Cardano is the 10th biggest cryptocurrency based on market cap, so you know it's a big coin. There's a lot of money in this. And you're not going to get rug pulled. Rug pulling means basically that the team or the developers of the coin can basically make the price go to zero and get all the money what's in the coin, or basically make people not able to sell their assets. That's not going to happen with these types of coins. Of course, there are always going to be one exception or one that you saw in the news a couple of years ago, but generally speaking, like the top 100, 200, 300 coins, they can't just rug pull. So that's the difference between these altcoins and literally meme coins that are created in seconds every second, that people just use to get a quick buck and just then rug pull on people. So for me, the rule is basically I trade, of course, all crypto, mainly, of course, the bigger coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, but I always look at the top 100. Let's say the top 100, if you go to the 100 biggest cryptocurrency based on market cap, we see that's around 450 million. Of course, in a bull run, or if prices go up, this also goes up. The top 100 might be 600 million, or if prices go down, you see the 100th coin has maybe a market cap of only 250 million. But the top 100 coins is basically what I look at, because these coins, surely at the bottom of this top 100 list, they still have enough market cap, enough volume, enough liquidity to trade, and are trustworthy. They're not just going to dump like 90%, but they still don't have that much money into it like Bitcoin, that they can still show nice gains. For example, a 20% pump on a day. I'm not going to see that on Bitcoin because there's a lot of capital needed for that, while on these smaller coins there's not as much money needed to make such pushes. So there is a correlation between Bitcoin and altcoins. Every single coin follows Bitcoin. Bitcoin is leading. I always say this on Discord, Bitcoin is leading. If Bitcoin is pumping, all altcoins will pump as well. If Bitcoin is dumping, all altcoins will follow. That's basically the same thing. You see sometimes, for example, Bitcoin pumping and Ethereum dumping, but that's not in many cases. You most of the time see them moving up together or moving down together. Bitcoin is leading. Why? Because if Bitcoin is doing well, people are taking profits and moving that money to altcoins, so altcoins also get up. So that's basically, very shortly, very briefly, the reason why everything is following Bitcoin. Bitcoin or money in the crypto market moves from Bitcoin and then to altcoins. That's just how it works. So as mentioned, these altcoins with lower market cap can move more. So for example, if Bitcoin pumps 5% in a day, most altcoins will probably pump 10%, 15%, 20%. They move a lot more. But vice versa, if Bitcoin dumps 5%, these altcoins will also get a hit. They'll dump 10%, 15%, 20%. I remember there was like a big liquidity flush a couple of months ago where Bitcoin dropped like 20%, let's say, or Ethereum even more maybe. You saw a lot of altcoins 80% down, and a lot of them didn't recover. We're going to talk about it later in the video. So yeah, just know that moves on altcoins percentage wise are way bigger than on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and even bigger altcoins like XRP or Solana, or the top 10 you see on the screen right here. So you can also trade a lot of altcoins perpetual with perpetual contracts, meaning you can use leverage. Most of the time not to 100 leverage, surely on smaller altcoins, but for example, I can go to my list right here. I think BOM is a great example. You can trade BOM perpetual on Bybit. Don't look at these levels, they're not relevant. But if you go to the 1 minute, you see these candles. Okay, this is maybe not a great example. Let's use Chill, maybe, no, Trump, Fartcoin. Great example, Fartcoin. You see these coins, you see these candles, and you look at it like, what is this? I don't think it's perpetual actually, but I still think you can trade. Yeah, you can. So you see these candles and you might think, what the fuck is this? This is because there's less money in this market. This is Fartcoin. Who knows, it's maybe even dropped. It was hyped a couple of months ago. Maybe it's now, let's have a look actually, in the top 300, let's say, 107 biggest. You see those candles, there's not much volume, there's not as much liquidity, there's not as much movement. Of course, if you zoom out on the 15 minute, it looks completely normal and it's perfectly tradable, of course, but just, you see candles are not really connecting, there's slippage, etc. So you can't really trade small moves on here, but still on the 15 minute, on the hourly, it's perfectly tradable. But just to show you that these coins, still a very big cryptocurrency, 107 in the world, 428 million market cap, but you can see on the 1 minute, surely on perpetual contracts, this isn't even one, but doesn't matter, that you can see that on the 1 minute, on the 3 minute, candles can look weird because yeah, there's not much trading activity like on Bitcoin. So another thing is investing in altcoins. Of course, investing in altcoins is way riskier than on Bitcoin and Ethereum. If you invest, let's say, in different things, crypto, gold, real estate, who knows, and you have, for example, 10% in crypto, you shouldn't like have 5% in altcoins. You should have more in Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe a small percentage of altcoins because there's more risk, of course, more upside potential, but more downside potential as well. If you only have a trading portfolio, so let's say 100%, you can surely spend 20 or even 30% on altcoins, but then I also advise you to use XRP. I don't advise you, that's just what I would do because I'm not here to give financial advice. YouTube almost got me there. I'll buy like altcoins like XRP or Solana, and of course you can use some riskier ones, but just know there's more risk to it, so don't use too much of your capital into these coins. So a great example is AI tag of what I'm going to explain right now. A lot of altcoins don't recover. You see, I'm zooming out, I'm zooming out, I'm zooming out, I'm zooming out. For example, bull run, everyone is happy, keep getting money into coins. Yeah, we're making profit and we move that money to another coin. And then you see when a bear market happens or when the hype goes away, from the top, this coin is 99.99% down. Like, you see some altcoins never recover, and that's again why you shouldn't have money, that much money in altcoins. You might say, yeah, bigger altcoins like a top 100, they're safe, but still, if hype gets there, it goes up. And then in a bear run, surely in a bear market, altcoins get hit heavily, and with heavily I mean 70, 80%, 90% and never recover. So again, don't risk. And this is a prime example of how hard or how big the decrease in value can be on altcoins, as you can see from the top. But even if you bought here, you're still down 90%. Doesn't really matter. You see, it was worth almost 50 cents here. Now it's almost or just over 1 cent. So that's you can calculate it yourself. Altcoins most of the time also have a narrative or like a label. You have AI coins that, of course, the team or the project or the company behind it is doing something with AI, heavily invested into AI or into gaming or into layer 1 as it's called. You can also see it here, I think, more. For example, you can look at which coins are based on Solana blockchain or BNB blockchain or AI. Let's have a look. Top AI tokens. You can see there are a couple in the top 100. So they're based on AI, and AI can be a hype. Of course, AI has been a hype last year, so these coins have been doing well. But let's say AI is not a hype anymore or collapses, then all these coins will drop in value, even though they're not directly linked with AI, but that's just their narrative, their label, that's just their, yeah, they move in cycles, they're connected to AI, so if AI falls or AI sentiment, AI boom drops, they'll also decrease in value. And of course, you also have gaming coins, as mentioned. Their coin is not like a name of a game, but their company, for example, develops games or is a game, and that game, yeah, gaming is not really popular anymore. For example, after the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown, games, of course, people had to go outside again, and then you saw these coins dropped in value just because they're a whole narrative and they move together. I'm not saying like every coin will decrease in value like 80%, but some coin can drop 80%, some coin can drop 60%, but all will drop in value. Last thing I want to mention is altcoin season. You may have heard it on Twitter or I don't know where, people mentioning, oh, altcoin season is coming, altcoin season is coming. If you have some knowledge in crypto market, you know there's a halving on Bitcoin every 4 years, and Bitcoin moves in cycles. So you have a bull market and a bear market, and then again a bull market and a bear market. But I feel like, and even with altcoin season, this is not 2020 anymore. This is not 2022 anymore. Bitcoin and the whole crypto market in general is way mature. It's way more mature. The market has way more money in it. You have big institutions, even governments investing in this. This is not just retail anymore. Retail is you and me buying and selling. Big institutions are playing in this market. So I think that messed up the cycles a little bit. I don't really believe anymore in like a bull run and then 4 years or 2 years there's a bear run and then we go up, and then after Bitcoin made the all-time high, altcoin season will follow. I don't really think that exists anymore. But yeah, if you hear altcoin season, people mean that Bitcoin will range a bit and altcoins will start booming. So that kind of was it for the video. A very short video, very brief summary. It's nothing really expert or crazy I mentioned in this video, just for beginners or people that wanted the knowledge about what altcoins are, the differences, and surely that they're risking more. You shouldn't risk as much in altcoins as in, for example, Bitcoin. For now, I want to thank you guys for watching. If you like more of these types of videos, surely let me know in the comments about what you want to learn, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.